April 1st, 2026. Ishani becomes extremely anxious when Shasvat fails to appear in court as expected. Seeing her distress, Anurag gently calms her down and reassures her that there may be a reasonable explanation for his absence. Just as they begin to speculate about what might have happened, Pihu arrives with shocking news. Shasvat has suffered a sudden heart attack, leaving everyone deeply worried about his condition. April 2nd, 2026. Concerned and desperate for answers, Ishani questions Pihu and Raj Didi about the circumstances that led to Shasvat's heart attack. During the conversation, Raj Didi reveals that the stress caused by Nandini's actions played a major role in triggering the incident. She openly accuses Nandini of betrayal and manipulation, exposing the depth of her treachery to the family. April 3rd, 2026. Despite the tense situation, Ishani tries to reassure Pihu and the rest of the family that they must remain strong and hopeful for Shasvat's recovery. She encourages them not to lose faith while the doctors treat him. Later, once Shasvat begins to regain strength, he sincerely thanks Ishani for standing by the family and supporting them during such a difficult time. April 4th, 2026. Recognizing that the situation has affected everyone emotionally, Ishani chooses to forgive Pihu for the disrespectful behavior she showed in the past. However, Anurag struggles to let go of the humiliation he experienced earlier. He refuses to forgive so easily, admitting that the painful memories still linger in his mind. April 5th, 2026. As Shasvat's health slowly improves, Pihu becomes overwhelmed with relief and asks Ishani to stay with the family permanently. Both Pihu and Shasvat reflect on their earlier actions and realize the mistakes they made in treating Ishani unfairly. Filled with regret, they decide to change their ways and make things right. April 6th, 2026. Excited by the positive turn of events, Pihu happily informs Shasvat that Ishani has agreed to return to the house. Hearing this, Shasvat becomes emotional and apologizes to Ishani for the hurt he caused her in the past, expressing deep remorse for his previous behavior. April 7th, 2026. Anurag begins to worry about Ishani's well-being, wondering whether she is sacrificing her own happiness for the sake of others. His mother reassures him, encouraging him to trust Ishani's decisions and remain patient. Meanwhile, Shasvat once again acknowledges his past mistakes and expresses gratitude toward Ishani for her kindness and loyalty. April 8th, 2026. Feeling emotionally exhausted, Anurag decides that he must move on from Ishani in order to protect his own heart. He confides in his mother about this difficult decision. At the same time, Nandini escalates the conflict by sending a legal notice to Shasvat, reigniting tensions within the family. April 9th, 2026. Determined to support the family that once wronged her, Ishani promises Shasvat that she will stand by him during the upcoming court battle against Nandini. Meanwhile, Pihu confronts Yash angrily, accusing him of caring more about his public image than about Shasvat's deteriorating health. April 10th, 2026. Yash chooses to spend time with Ankita instead of joining the family gathering, further upsetting Pihu. Furious at his selfishness, she vows to restore Shasvat's honor no matter what it takes. Together, Ishani and Pihu file an FIR against Nandini and seek the help of a lawyer named Abhishek to strengthen their legal fight. April 11th, 2026. Lawyer Abhishek carefully examines the situation and advises Ishani to file a petition that could expose Nandini's fraudulent activities in court. Later, Ishani and Pihu share a heartfelt conversation, acknowledging the misunderstandings that once separated them and promising to support each other moving forward. April 12th, 2026. Shasvat tells Ishani that he wants to invite Anurag to the house so he can personally thank him for everything he has done. Meanwhile, Pihu approaches Anurag and encourages him to reconcile with Ishani, hoping the two can finally resolve their lingering differences. April 13th, 2026. Pihu spends time with Siddharth over a quiet cup of tea, opening up about her complicated family history and the struggles they have faced. Elsewhere, Ishani and Anurag find themselves caught in a heated confrontation that leaves both of them emotionally shaken and distressed. April 14th, 2026. Anurag finally addresses Ishani about the topic of marriage, forcing both of them to confront their complicated feelings for one another. At the same time, Nandini attempts to provoke and disturb Shaswat's family again, but this time he stands firm and responds confidently. April 15th, 2026. Shasvat formally accuses Nandini of deception and claims that he possesses evidence that will prove her wrongdoing. In a desperate attempt to manipulate the situation, Nandini tries to influence Ishani by offering her ownership of the house. Meanwhile, Pihu courageously confronts Nandini outside the prison. April 16th, 2026. Shasvat tells Nandini that if she truly wishes to seek mercy, she should ask Ishani for forgiveness. Shortly afterward, Ishani decides to leave Shasvat's house for a while, and Pihu bids her a deeply emotional farewell. April 17th, 2026. Despite leaving earlier, Ishani agrees to return temporarily and stay until Pihu's wedding takes place. When Anurag learns about this decision, he feels hurt and believes Ishani is choosing Shasvat's family over him. April 18th, 2026. Siddharth visits Pihu's house to formally discuss their marriage with Shasvat. Later, Pihu expresses sincere gratitude to Ishani for guiding and supporting her during the challenging moments in her life. April 19th, 2026. Seeing her son's emotional turmoil, Anurag's mother advises him to set aside his pride and speak honestly with Ishani. Meanwhile, Siddharth promises Shasvat that he will always protect Pihu and keep her happy. April 20th, 2026. In a simple courthouse ceremony, Pihu and Siddharth officially become husband and wife. Shasvat and Ishani celebrate the joyous moment together. During the celebration, Ishani quietly reveals that she has stopped communicating with Anurag. April 21st, 2026. After their wedding, Pihu and Siddharth discuss their past experiences and begin learning more about each other. Later, Anurag arrives to congratulate the newlyweds and warmly compliments Pihu. April 22nd, 2026. While speaking with the couple, Anurag reveals that he is considering marriage in the future. Pihu and Siddharth encourage him to reflect on his feelings for Ishani before making such a decision. Later, Anurag meets a girl at a cafe, and they begin sharing stories about their interests and personal histories. April 23rd, 2026. When Radhika visits Ishani, Anurag confides in her about his complicated emotions and struggles. Ishani, despite her own feelings, gives the two her sincere blessings and wishes them happiness in the future. April 24th, 2026. After Radhika agrees to marry him, Anurag promises that he will never break her heart. Meanwhile, Ishani comforts Shasvat's mother, who is still deeply troubled by the turmoil affecting the family. April 25th, 2026. Both families gather joyfully to celebrate the beginning of Anurag and Radhika's Rasmi ceremony. Although she is not physically present, Ishani watches the ceremony through a live stream and silently sends her blessings to them. April 26th, 2026. When Anurag discovers that Ishani sent her greetings for the ceremony, he becomes unexpectedly angry and confronts her about it. Later, noticing that Ishani is deeply distressed, Shasvat calls Anurag and asks him to meet. April 27th, 2026. During their meeting, Shasvat tells Anurag about the emotional pain Ishani is experiencing. However, Anurag initially remains indifferent. Frustrated, Shasvat boldly demands that Anurag cancel his wedding with Radhika and marry Ishani instead. April 28th, 2026. Anurag refuses Shasvat's demand and insists that he cannot marry Ishani under pressure. Later, Ishani becomes emotional when she sees the wedding invitation for Anurag and Radhika and begins reflecting on their shared past. April 29th, 2026. Radhika unexpectedly writes a letter revealing that she has met Ishani and realized the depth of Anurag's unresolved feelings. she decides to call off the wedding. Meanwhile, Pihu urges Ishani to attend Anurag's wedding ceremony, but Ishani declines the invitation. April 30th, 2026. Tragedy strikes when Shasvat suffers another heart attack and passes away. Siddharth delivers the heartbreaking news to the family. During the funeral rituals, Pihu performs the final rites and prays for Shasvat's soul. Later, Shasvat's letter is read aloud, leaving Ishani deeply emotional. Realizing that she needs time to rediscover herself, she tells Anurag that she wishes to live in solitude for a while. Rejecting the inheritance Shasvat left her, Ishani leaves for Vrindavan to devote her life to Lord Krishna. Eventually, Anurag joins her, and the two decide to walk the sacred path together in search of peace and spiritual purpose.